Tyler's.
Okay, checking. Okay, good.
Oh,
It'd be so fun.
Copy pasting.
Okay,
it's got a light on it too, doesn't it?
I think I'm
Does it
good.
have a light?
Technically, no,
No.
no, it's just a gun. It's just a gun. All right, cool.
Time to.
It's nice that
stop off.
both-
I'm hungry.
All right, yeah, me too.
Model building then, that's gunsmithing. There is, that's literally gunsmithing.
Hey.
Hey. She's moving.
I shall become a
It's
bastion
Joe
of
for whatever
justice.
she's running it.
It's Java. It's all
Bastard of
Java.
justice.
It's Joe for whatever she's going for, yep.
Bastion.
I
Okay, I
wouldn't
thought
worry
she said
about it too
bastard,
much.
and I was like, okay, well, I mean, that works.
So the scroll of tongues.
The answer
is
is
just
not
my
think at all.
favorite
Watch
one,
this.
which is it's priced the same.
I can do that. It's just called me just kind of retreating out of my brain just now.
There you go.
I mean, I
Oh, are you
technically live
okay?
in space now as well because my best friend is a star lady thing.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm watching you. You start tweaking out again. I'm gonna be doctoring you.
I lived on ground for like
Freaking out. Freaking out.
8, almost 9 years.
We have to be keeping a medical eye on things.
If you want to buy
Okay.
specific things from the
Well,
stalls, 'cause
I'm
the stalls are
technically not
usually-
on the hours,
usually
right?
they're
But
run by other
oh,
people and things like that. If
What's
they're
that?
around, like
I have
you know,
never
they're-
seen those other people here.
I see glitter.
It's the fact
on
that the words
ground.
right now have been used.
The other staff are always
The
are
I am
just-
currently sober is not an excuse for things.
Things like that you do want to get from a stall. You can go to
I was
a
gonna
stall
say, Frank, that's a great flamingo impression. You were doing wonderful.
The only thing you can't do with that is the clothing store. Because the clothing store is owned by Aurora.
How's it going?
Going okay? Do you know where Marge is?
From the stalls, or they wanted to see if they could buy anything from the stalls.
Probably working the bar.
They're in
Also,
March in the
I
bar.
like
Okay,
your earrings.
thanks.
I like your earrings. I don't have any.
Oh, thank you.
Or is that that hot lady that...
Mark's got
It's
great
like
fashion
magazine
sense in
covers.
general.
My pardon.
Anyone that wears a good long coat.
Yeah, no, her magazine cover's in there.
suppose the council's been up to much in Zafira. They always tended to have their finger in everything. Every pie is at one.
Because they made a post about a ticket
To my knowledge,
driving activity or something like
there
that.
have been some ongoing protests for a couple of months now.
So.
Mainly surrounding Nemesis.
Oh, hey, Erica.
Scandals.
Hey.
There was also the attack in
Oh,
Zafira
hey.
recently.
Hello.
Hello.
That was tragedy, really.
Hmm. Wait, is there a book club meeting today and I just wasn't aware?
Gosh, it must have been
I
I mean,
don't think so.
I came by hopefully
It
to
was like-
catch
okay,
you
like,
to
around the
do
start
the thing.
of last month, December.
If Lazarus comes around.
Sorry.
Especially if Lazarus comes.
Yeah, sorry. I've been busy and I have a lot in my mind right now. It kind of slipped. But yeah, about the Ember. Yeah.
And you did read my notes, right?
Someone in an act of rage.
I believe so. Let me reread them because I think I did, but I want to make sure.
A horde of demons, devils, and other hellspawn into one of the districts of Zafira, particularly the one Nemesis runs.
You
I'm
see
just
the
gonna
black
say
market
this.
accounts? There you go.
Casualties were in the tens of thousands.
I am
Many people
filling
tried
out a
to-
place.
people tried to,
Why is that,
evacuate
sir?
citizens, keep them safe.
I don't know.
Even now, they're still trying to rebuild what
I mean,
was lost that day.
You're not as much used to magic stuff, so
Yes,
Oh.
exactly.
makes sense.
We come from like the lower levels of Saphira. We're not exactly used to.
Oh, I know. I hang
I
on.
came from Canada.
What's
For
Canada?
now.
A barren
It's a
wasteland.
nuclear wasteland.
Why came as such a shock to me.
I mean, I've seen magic. I just never really got involved with it. Excuse me. Never seen a proper wizard though till
He seems like a good man.
me back.
Considered so.
But yeah, there was this like black market account on Metagram and it's selling some proper sketch shit.
It's a good thing he's gone now.
On
Can't be
Metagram.
real.
Sad as it is to say.
On Metagram.
It's
Like, hold on, let me. There's
I
this
would- if I-
fucking. They're selling this chained up coffin that they unearthed in a Romanian town. And I'm fairly fucking certain if they open this shit up, actual Dracula will pop out.
Yeah, there's a
I-
lot of stories about why you don't open stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if that's an actual black market,
There's a lot been going on, and
then I'm a fucking human.
Yeah, like on Metagram.
I would love to talk with you more, but
Some people are not smart.
here I have a project to
A
finish.
lot of people are idiots. Okay, yeah, so I just
Exactly.
skimmed over what you sent me, and yeah, I'm pretty up to date on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
We're gonna need to borrow the
As
arena,
someone
I
who's
think.
had to
your name, by the way. You know mine.
Yeah, no, absolutely in the arena if we do anything with it.
Mm.
Do you want to summon some? Well, we'll see what Lazarus thinks. Because if we have to summon something for it, I'm all for it. And then if he thinks that we can just do it ourselves, then
If you're in need of any work,
I'm down. I mean, I've made a couple things with things from there, so.
Yeah. Saw your notes on it.
I'm glad it received me.
Take care. Be careful in Zafira.
Hopefully
Can
yours
we
comes
buy a
out. and-
boxing
What's on?
robot?
Hmm.
Why?
I want to fight something the same strength as me.
Doesn't matter.
Those are expensive.
Walking over.
Why don't you just go to fight rings? Actually, let's not do
Not
have you get
now.
hit in the, risking hit in the head about anything until you've recovered from your surgery.
That'd be nice.
See? One snowflower, yes.
How's that sound?
It's right there.
Okay.
Repeat that again, sorry?
What is the surgery again?
Thank you.
When or what?
When?
Absolutely insane.
You said 2 weeks on Sunday, right?
The expensive
Yeah.
one. 20 credits.
Okay.
Okay, I see where
You're really out of it, dude.
Sorry.
He forgot my name.
Oh,
That's a look, actually. Not the selling it. That can be hopefully.
hopefully it's not too late.
Fair enough. Have you worked here long?
Never too
Yeah,
late.
maybe you should take it easy until your surgery. Like, just keep things light. Don't shake around too much.
Yeah,
I know you
maybe
like your
lay off-
workouts, but
Yeah.
you can still work out, but do things that are easy, like, you know, swimming or stuff that doesn't jolt your head around.
I feel like swimming is one of the more intense ones.
Oh, it's less like
Like you're sort of doing it this motion.
maybe.
More,
I don't
like
know.
not like not like power swim, but maybe like just nice and gentle, like broad stroke or something.
Yeah, going more for instead of short and intense, more just go for
Swim
length.
like a dolphin.
No. Think more like a butterfly swim.
Or perhaps just wading in water. The resistance.
That too.
Just
I'm
things
not good
that
at
don't.
floating.
Maybe you should work on floating.
Do we have any floaties?
We can get you Can you swim?
I can, but I just sink.
We can get you floaties. Much cheaper than a boxing robot.
I want the rubber ducky ones.
We can
Since
get
no
you
one
the
else
rubber
is
ducky
around,
ones.
might have to go through a surgery soon myself. I don't know for certain, but we might try cutting off my arm to see if it gets rid of the entity.
Oh
Since the
boy.
entity's proving very dangerous. Yeah.
I guess I'll be handling that too.
There's nothing concrete yet, and I don't want to do it until after I perform, for obvious reasons.
Well, yeah, no. Hopefully, our theory that your other weird stuff will just cause that arm to regrow anew.
Regeneration
without
is.
the entity.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm not very enthused, but the entity is obviously dangerous after what we've seen. So
Yeah. Besides, Marge, you'll be fine. I didn't have function of this for like a good 2 years, and I survived.
there's some things you need both arms for.
I know.
One arm push-ups.
I need to get my hands on ensuring that we have the proper stuff for it, because I can't take regular anesthesia.
Yeah, no, we're gonna need some place that has a lot of magical
Magically put
mind
you to sleep?
equipment.
Would that work?
In theory.
As long as she would stay asleep.
I would say
Because-
something, but sounds kind of bad.
You can't just knock her out
What?
with like a punch.
I was thinking that.
Please
Yeah,
don't.
you can't
I
just-
think that would just cause
can't
more
do that.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Because the thing is that nowadays we don't put people fully under. We kind of just drug them up enough to where they're kind of like in a very high state. So that way we can still monitor and make sure that they're still awake, that they're still actually alive
Dylan.
and responsive.
Workshop. I have two things that I need to discuss with you. I'll be back in a bit. If Lazarus
Okay.
shows up, let me know.
Will do.
Got it.
I'll probably just step into the library. Oh.
So I would be put to sleep.
You, absolutely. You wouldn't
For
be put
how
into
long?
the-
Who knows?
hopefully it'll be 2 weeks, and then the next 2 weeks you'll spend recovering, possibly longer.
It all depends.
I mean, hey, it all depends on your physical health, and you're certainly, one of the strong ones of us, and depends on the steadiness of our hands, and, well, we're trained surgeons, so it'll go all right.
I remember taking on a hospital once.
Yeah?
I did not like needles.
You don't like needles, huh?
"35 security guards tried to take me down, but I did not want the needle."
You know, there's some irony in that, considering my old gang name was Needles.
Maybe that's why I like you.
Maybe. Yeah, Erica, I was gonna say, like, look at the phone, they've got other things, like that black market thing has got other things on sale too. They've got 2 Hydra hearts and a suitcase full of Gorgon hair. So, like the snakes.
These guys are just idiots. Like, they're broadcasting it.
Yeah.
Out in the open.
It's even more stupid when they posted more details on the coffin. It was just like, oh yeah, there was this thing that was inscribed on the side of it, and if you're not careful and touch it, you get turned into like a weird ghoul and stuff. And on the side of the coffin, there is quite literally the signature of S.F. Tepes. It is literally fucking Dracula. Or at least a fucking family member of Dracula.
Right.
Some people are just stupid. Oh yeah, and do you want to guess how much they're asking for this fucking coffin? 11 million. I don't know. I just realized something. Lazarus and Pandora haven't been here since the new update to this, all the, this place opening and stuff, so they're most likely just gonna go straight to the library. Because they don't know this cafe exists.
Probably. I can believe that. That's where I went first. Because I didn't know this was open.
Yeah, no, I came in through the skyports, and yeah, I was just like, they've changed everything. I don't like this.
I'll go check the library.
I mean, we can all just head there now.
I mean, Marge has been there though, so like.
You gonna take the long route round?
Does that go to the main light? Or is that a different one?
Yeah, that goes straight to the library.
It's outside of your body.
Oh.
But that's kind of.
Maybe.
Mr. McKay is in an ivory tower. It's a joke. Like a...
Hey,
Sorry,
Erica,
I'm
you know
bad at
you took
this.
the long route round, right? You could have just gone through the door over there.
I thought there was another way. I thought there had to be, but
You can just go through the door.
I'll keep looking and seeing if I can find one. Otherwise, maybe if I get really, really magically high beforehand, I'll cope well.
Hey.
Hello. Good to see you.
We're trying
Good to
find
see you
a
guys
spray
too.
for me to knock myself out for the surgery, and we haven't found one yet. He doesn't really have a
I have something that you might find interesting. I don't think you've had much of a chance to actually look at it since the state.
Do remind me.
I take up through the spark.
Yeah, there isn't really a spell that I'm aware of. off the
Crystal.
top of my head that is.
No, maybe not. What is that?
I don't know.
Got it from the flint.
Full Metal Alchemist.
From the
Your hand will just dissolve away.
I mean, still would probably be very
No, no, I'm making a joke.
I know.
Mm.
Do it.
Hmm. 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 How long did you get? It was you got this for during the. Yes, you got this from, and it's still here. It hasn't gone back. It hasn't. You've just
Apparently.
been holding on to it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, aspects of nowhere. They do work a bit differently.
I mean, it also was a direct gift from the flint, so it might be stronger. At least in
I don't think strong.
regarding that.
Maybe it just
It's-
doesn't. Maybe. Maybe that's. Come to think of it, maybe there is an expectation for it to go back. It's a gift.
Yeah, unless you do
Even
something that
then.
really pisses off that 1 hour.
I don't know. They don't have that much sight on this plane, to be honest with you. I can't imagine. Not from nowhere.
I would think, especially from nowhere.
True.
At least under normal circumstances.
Hmm. Well, it's yours.
Yeah. I was thinking about somehow applying it to this blade. Maybe provide a sort of fire aspect to it. Or something along those lines. I just don't
Some kind of infusion.
Yeah, I just don't know exactly how I would do that. I also had the thought of maybe summoning something from the Forge of Days, provided that wouldn't completely upset it, since it's from the flint.
The Forge of Days smashed the flint, broke it into pieces,
Mhm.
and then sent it to nowhere.
That's what he said.
From that division bore a few things, apparently. I can't remember off the top of my head. Ooh. I don't know, honestly, how the Forge of Days would feel about it. But even
What about the
then,
linesmith? He's a crafter.
another choice. The Lionsmith makes, well, leonine machines, usually. And other sorts of animals. One of the few hours capable of making things that can actually fight worms to some extent. Though probably not
Well,
necessarily
she
win all
is-
the time.
In all due respect, has more animalistic traits, and that's for fighting. So
And it's very true. And moreover, the Forge of Days is almost purely forge with a tiny bit of lantern. But the Lionsmith is notably edge and forge.
Certainly helps.
I feel like that fits what she wants more.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever really heard many rituals calling out to the Lionsmith in particular, though it was on the table during our visit to that place. The Lionsmith does like weapons, though.
At the very least, it might give us a clue on going forwards, and then we can try with more information. This may not be a
That's
final.
true.
Right. In general, I don't even know how to use it, like how to properly apply it. So
That's probably all the more reason to have a summon. They probably know more than you.
We could try and summon a teacher. Something to show us how to forge. And
We'd need
even if we
people
don't get
with
a...
We need people with proper aspect. So someone with powerful forge to some extent. So someone who is a craftsman, someone who builds things.
I can find someone
changes,
here.
Destroys.
Oh.
Hi.
Sorry, you said craft. Did you
Yeah,
summon me? You're talking about summoning
No,
a craftsman, and then I just walked up.
we need a craftsman to help us summon something. What kind of craft do you do?
I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. Mainly my work has been dabbling in synthetics, devices, magitech, what have you.
That
might
sounds
help.
pretty We're trying to imbue an item with another item, and we need guidance from an entity that can only be summoned with the help of someone who knows how to craft, how to forge. Well, not literal forge like smithing, but it involves the aspects that we study with the techniques.
At
we
the very
use.
least,
It's closer.
I'm not going.
I could
people that
see who
use
else is
fire.
around. People that use fire. Let me ask around quickly, and if I can't find
Yes,
someone
I mean,
better,
it's
then
not-
he.
It's. I need to prepare some ritual things either way, but I do think, sir, if you don't mind, can I ask your name?
Leon Leslie, at your service.
Leon Leslie.
You're the guy stuck in the
pleasure to
crystal,
meet
weren't
you.
you? Yeah,
Yes,
remember that.
that's
Okay.
one way to refer to me as. It's one of many.
You also worked at the garage and the meat rack, so.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember seeing you around there.
Need to get back there at some point. Hopefully this weekend.
Don't worry, I got
I
locked
missed-
up in a zoo.
What?
Huh? What?
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, I'm Mr. Beckford, Lazarus Beckford. Pleasure to meet you. You can just call me Lazarus.
I was
Lazarus
just
it
zoned
is
out
then.
there.
I can tell, buddy.
Happens to the
Pleasure
best
to
of
meet
us.
you. I'm Pandora.
Pleasure.
You've probably seen me around. I'm Marge.
Yeah, you're Marge. Hi, Marge.
Erica.
I'm Jane. I work at the Rip and Chip.
Yeah, I do think I've seen you around.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again.
That's dumb.
I'm
He's-
dumb, I like hidden things. I
He's
might forget your
got
name.
a brain thing we're getting fixed soon.
It's okay. I mean, I'm pretty bad with names myself. I just got presented with like 6. I'll do
That's
my
fine.
best.
You'll have to. It takes me 2 tries usually as well, but so I don't blame you.
It takes me multiple times.
Mm.
But I'm good with
But-
faces.
Yeah, we're trying to summon
me
something
too.
to help with a imbuement. So that's basically
Yes.
what we're looking for.
An imbuement.
Why
We need
speci-
a certain creature. Go on.
I'm just curious why specifically you need a craftsman for the summoning.
There's, with the magic that we practice, well, it's not really magic, but that's the bestest thing to describe it as. Different kinds of people have different principles to them. Some people are more aligned with, I am good at opening doors. Some people are more aligned with being more chaotic. Some people are good at forge, which is like to create and destroy. It's a lot of them are kind of vague in description, and it's nobody is just one thing only. But by taking certain people that are good at certain things, you can kind of channel that thing to try and call forth an entity more associated with that.
I see. That kind of makes sense. So the entity you summon is influenced by the experiences of the person trying to summon it, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Memory
a beautiful way of
experience.
putting it, yes.
I just came up with that out of nowhere. Sometimes
Well,
A
you
lot
can
of this
strike
stuff
a nail.
is hard to describe, so finding the right words is always nice.
It's 2 times as difficult.
Yeah.
But yes, lived experiences, things you've been through, things you can invoke from within yourself to call the attention of something else. That's the goal in the end. But I don't know exactly. Exactly. I don't know exactly who's good at what in particular in this group, especially when it comes to Forge, which is why I asked for a craftsman, because it's much more
We know
concrete,
I'm
you
not,
know?
but
I do
not
know
what else I have.
that I'm not going to say I'm a proficient craftsman, but I have been a bit of tinkering, and I know the ins and outs of this, like straight up.
Then I'd reckon you definitely have some lean towards edge.
I mean, I would also think forge because
Yes.
I put the blade in. Recently I made sure I understood.
You
how
can
it
build
works.
upon an aspect to try and strengthen it.
It's important that, in particular, that you're also carrying the invocation. Naturally, Marge will be opening the door, but I will try and think of an invocation for you to call upon and get the attention of the Lionsmith in particular. Some particular history, I think, for him would be nice. As for Leon, I think you might be a good bet for this, as long as you're more than willing to learn a few things potentially about how this might
always
work.
happy to help, and I like to say I'm a quick learner. Comes with the job.
All right. Okay. There's a few things we can try and summon. I was going to suggest a Colleen, but I'm not sure whether the Lionsmith is particularly fond of Colleens. Smoke creatures, almost. Things of smog, essentially. Not particularly kind. Tend to invade other people's dreams at times, but besides the point. Something more bent. Something that works. You may have to give me some time to pin something
If only there
down.
was a way to just summon forth a long or a name that would know this kind of thing.
You can't really summon longs, but you could summon a name. Oh, the Lionsmith does have a few names, come to think of it.
I feel like that would
Though
be
I don't think you want...
playing with fire effectively.
Yes. Names are
They'd
powerful.
speak on our level, though.
They would,
At least.
generally.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit down, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're
yeah.
on our same level, but if they come from mortals, then theoretically they would know how to communicate with us. And
Longs
Yes.
come from normals, right? From mortals.
Mortals, names can.
Okay.
Oh my
Eating up
god.
there?
Dylan.
I might be
Yes.
Dylan.
Names,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know Dylan.
names,
What
names
is this
can
crackling in my
come from
ear?
mortals. Not all the time, though.
That's fair.
There's not many mortals that become names.
We could just
few,
call
actually.
upon the Lionsmith for a teacher and see what it sends through.
That is also another option. I'm not entirely sure what it will send through, but it might send through something interesting.
I think no matter what, it'll be something interesting. Oh, the Lionsmith is an entity in the plane that we're trying to tap into.
Right.
The best way to describe them, they're almost like gods of that plane. They are very strong and powerful entities. Like, they're strong in a specific principle and aspect. And so
Right.
by calling upon them, they're the ones that kind of can push something through to our side when called upon.
That makes sense to me.
They tend to be fairly unpredictable at times. They can send something to screw
Yes.
you over or to actually help you. But ideally, the more aligned you are with their aspect, the more interest they will have in actually helping you.
Well, considering I've dedicated my whole life to being a craftsman, basically, I would consider myself pretty aligned.
Leon as well is a very befitting name. Leonard.
You know what? That is true. I think if anything, if the Lionsmith has a sense of humor, they'd appreciate that.
I don't know if they actually do, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're not.
I'll
here.
find out.
Hello.
I really
This will
couldn't
be a bit
say.
of trial and error to see if. I mean, if it sends through something unhelpful, then we can just try again with something else.
Something. I think
Thought has popped in my mind.
Mm?
No.
What do you got?
God.
We are
No.
No.
I
please
think that's
just
the last
don't
thing
talk.
you would want to do in this situation.
Don't talk about fighting gods right now. I can't. Just don't. Okay. We are not
Do you want to
fighting
know?
a god.
That's one
In
square
some
my
histories,
Metavers
the
bingo card.
Lionsmith is also equated to Hercules. Some histories.
Oh.
You know how Hercules wore a lion skin after killing the Nemean lion?
Fair.
I see.
So there's some equation. In some histories, not all histories, but, you know. There's also apparently was educated by the colonel alongside Alexander the Great. Besides that, anyway, sorry, little tidbits of history.
No, it's interesting.
Mhm.
You don't have to apologize.
But besides that, whew. Okay.
So
is
you
this
said
a
you
plan?
need to prep. So is this something that we'll do next week, or can we do it today?
Next week.
Will
I'd
you
like
be here next
to
week?
nail down a good invocation
If you
for
can't,
you.
we'll find
Let
another
me check my schedule real quick.
Yes, do so.
I should be free next week, yes.
If you want, we can answer any questions you have about what we're doing, and if you want to have any preparations, Lazarus, if you have any reading for him too, you could always bring him up to speed on anything he needs.
Certainly.
If you don't mind, I could potentially suggest something. Do you still have the Journal of Obi-Mar?
Not on me, but yeah.
The one about the guy
Maybe have
who
it
like
pass over.
had in the crystals and what do you? Oh yeah.
Yes, and the jewels. And I think that could serve as a good basis of memory, you know, to help you in particular. I'd like to have a talk with you, Leon, in a moment about
Certainly.
this kind of level of.
Actually, while I just thought about it, do you know? And I probably am saying this wrong, so correct me if my pronunciation is wrong. Fusine, the language.
Fusine. The
Yes,
witch tongue.
Fusine.
Yes. What about it?
Yes, I got a book in it from our friend, and he said that I should be able to track someone down who knows it. Dylan said she might recognize it, but not by name. But I figured I'd also ask you if you know anyone where I can learn it from.
It's a dead language. Not many people speak it anymore. Only people around Lake Fusino usually do so in Italy. Witches, very old covens of witches. If absolutely necessary, but I do think Dylan has touched it before in some of the readings that I've given her.
So either
I don't know if she's read
because I
it,
don't
but-
have it on me today, so I can always take
Have
pictures
a-
of it and
have
see if
a-
she recognizes. Otherwise, I've never been
Yes,
to Italy.
I think give it. Yes,
It would be nice.
it's it'd be an Lake Fusino is dry. It's been dry for centuries now.
Well, there's
It's
got to be
where
some connections
apparently-
to follow there.
the witches drowned. The sister and witch and the witch and sister. It's where they were from, it's where they drowned. Supposedly.
I mean,
In
there's
that
always a
lake.
chance I could call upon one of the sisters to send something to teach me as well.
That is also very... Well, you already have a good relationship with one of them. I'm sure they'd be more than willing to help.
True.
Actually.
I did take care of the little guy they sent through, so hopefully I'm in good favor. So, if you can
I
think
think
of a
it'd be
good
interesting,
ritual for
actually.
that. Obviously, we can't do both rituals in a day, but if I just...
I mean,
I can
that's a
probably-
fairly simple one, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they'd send through an entity to teach me, or... I don't know if they send an entity to teach me, or they just send a witch language for dummies book, which I'm fine with either.
Or just send Qui.
Queen can't talk though,
Send Qui
so
back.
it would be very difficult.
Hmm.
I'd need to get a Ouija board with the lettering of the language and my regular Ouija board, and then every time it types on the regular Ouija board, I'd have to translate it from Italian to English. So it would, as much as I adore Qui for conversations, it's a little tricky.
Very well. In that case, I'll specialize invocation for you as well. I'm sure that would be a little bit easier though. All you'll need is probably Jane and Pandora. Maybe just Jane, actually. You might suit.
Yeah.
You've strong enough heart.
I also got a gift from the Tide.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that as well.
Yeah.
At some point.
The Tide
Why
is...
do we keep getting gifts we don't want? Why does this keep happening?
I don't know.
Leon, I'd like to have a talk with you first. Rather than... This is
We'll
handle that.
Quite a lot of information.
Why don't we go
Yes.
and get a drink from the cafe? And then we'll wait for them to come back. Yeah.
Nice, come.
Sit in a nice...
We'll be in the cafe when you need us.
Of course. We'll come find you in a bit.
There are a lot of books.
It is a library.
I looked at a few.
If you want any books to take home for a week, let me know. Though most of them will be pretty dense compared to the stuff I've shown you.
I mean... There is the beginner section for a reason, March.
Oh heavens, everybody was in there. Oh my lord.
Yeah, we were discussing book club things.
Fair enough. Do you want me to get out from behind here and let you take over, or are you
What's
kicking
that?
me out, or...?
I was just gonna serve them so that way it doesn't all go to you.
Fair enough.
I'm thinking something in the arena, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
I can barely read that.
You can also read that.
Ah.
The one down there.
That helps.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's back my memory.
What's that?
At the very least, we could see if we can do something to improve his whist post-surgery.
That would be really nice.
At least if it helps a little bit.
Yeah.
At least for the more recent damage.
Vodka Sprite.
Vodka Sprite? Alright. Ice? No ice.
Ice.
Mm.
So would that be
I
24
want a
then?
Good Canadian beer.
Let's just do 22 since it is mixed.
Okay.
I think there's still beers here, but I don't think it's Canadian beer.
There you go.
Thank
Don't be staring.
You can pay over there.
you.
22.
22.
Yep.
Would you like to go?
There you go.
Oh, no, I've already had a drink.
Thank you.
I already got mine. This time it's mixed with alcohol.
The snowflower tea?
It is very good. Do you want any sugar or cream with it? It is really good on its own, but some people prefer it with.
Some honey if you'd will.
Sure thing.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna look this way.
Good evening.
Oh, hey. The line's a bit over here, sorry.
Wise decision.
Alright,
Yes,
here's the
I'll
honey.
get
You can add
over.
it to your taste. Just bring the honey bottle back when you're done. And then you can pay over there.
Oh, sorry.
Snowflower tea.
Snowflower.
Hi.
Hello
How can I help you?
What is this soda?
Soda. It is usually it can come in a couple different flavors, but it's usually a sweet drink. It's almost like fruit juice, and it has like a fuzzy bubbles, almost like the fizziness of beer. It's carbonated.
Bubbles.
Yep.
Carbonated.
It is good to see
I
you.
like to have the
carbonated.
fuzzy bubbles.
All right. Any flavor preference, or do you want to just try something new? We got lemon, mango, lots of different fruits.
Do you have goose milk?
As is life. How have you?
No, we don't have that one.
I've been doing
Hello,
good.
peanut
I went
butter.
to-
How does orange sound? You do like citrus?
Me and a few of my friends went to go see
I tried that.
a demon parade.
All right. Do you want
That
ice with
well,
it or no
yokai
ice?
Parade more specifically. So.
No ice.
That sounds lovely.
No ice. All right. It's gonna be 4 credits. Let me grab it for you.
It was a lot of fun.
Alright. Do you have full credits?
Like, I'll give it to you.
I mean, it would be nice.
No.
Yeah, a few of the yokai were being a little bit stubborn.
What about you fellas?
Someone else, but
Do you have full credits?
Dog doesn't have any credits.
Peanut butter might have credits.
Let's see.
It has candy.
You know something I just realized?
Dude, if you don't got money, just let me know.
They spell
it's fine.
alcohol wrong.
No, I got it. Puts one single piece of candy.
I'll take it. There you go.
Thank you.
There's an extra H in there.
Alcohol.
oh. No,
It's alcohol
Yeah,
now.
this time.
I'm not gonna force
It's
it.
not.
Alcohol.
No.
It might be.
Alcohol.
Alright, the usual or something new?
Have you ever tasted the fuzzy bubbles?
Alright.
Yes, I have.
hopefully everything's been going fine with you.
What flavor do you usually take? I got the orange sweet twist.
Same to you. I did listen to that music.
I mean, this one has more lemon lime
I did
flavor.
very much like them.
One that I have here.
Pay over there. I'll take it here then.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Really?
Oh.
They really do that?
Might be the money over there. Money over there.
That would do it.
Alright. Did you want like water?
What is your name?
Try to find,
I ask.
if I ever remember, I'll
Erica.
try to find more stuff like that.
Erica.
No pressure.
Of course.
Well, some people call me Hollow.
Hilo?
Hollow.
Are you done with it, or?
Oh, they did.
Pleasure
more
to meet
coffee, though. The
you.
coffee used to be-
I'm going blind.
Good to meet you.
You said which one you wanted?
Good to meet you as well.
Snowflower tea.
Sunflower tea. All right.
Good enough.
Do you have a piece of candy? Or 4 credits or anything like it?
No.
You can tell I'm normally not back here.
Please don't beg from
You're
people
broke
here,
as well.
sir. If you're starving, the food on the table is free to take. Just don't be cruel about it. Don't be a dickhead about it.
Quite alright. I understand.
Oh.
Fortunately, it hasn't been.
Would you like any cream, sugar,
Then again,
honey?
Interesting thing going on was the yokai parade.
It is fine on its own. It's
Thank
actually
you.
really sweet.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah,
get
I'll
some
try
later.
some for the first time.
I wish I knew it had.
Time to go
more
mug
stuff.
somebody.
Oh no, it's quite
It will be 20 credits. You can pay over there if you like. Okay. Yep.
I think the only.
I hope he was joking when he said that. Like everyone else heard that, right? He said he was gonna go mug somebody. They're gonna get stabbed.
I get to have some excitement tonight if he does.
Oh god.
You
What is
missed
it
the
that you
giant
find
lizard
as
that
your
was
friend
eating the
might be
ground.
Captured by a giant
Is that what
spider.
this
Oh, is that what we heard?
I wanted to.
Probably.
I'm not entirely sure what had happened.
I had to use a
Nobody said
banishment
it's
spell to
hard
get rid of
not
it.
hear anything.
Oh no,
That's
it's because
I'll
I
be
ended up using a
outside.
banishment spell on it to get rid of it.
Okay then.
Kidnapped anymore.
That guy with like the acorn hat and the robes who just left, he might try and mug someone.
He literally said that
I made
as
him
he
a
was
drink and he
walking
didn't
out.
have credits,
Also,
so I
are you
just gave
paying
it
for
to him because there was
something?
only 4 credits. I'm not gonna fuss
Yeah,
over 4
20
credits and the drinks already made at that point.
Well, here's four credits anyway to cover that because I have money. But in addition, did any of my men come? Well, not my men, Tyler's men technically, but
Oh
like
yeah,
their
dude. So
joint
work for you
vision.
with the symbol. Yeah, two came in earlier. They weren't any.
Were
issues.
they? Okay, good. I'm just making sure that they're not doing anything, but I don't think they would. It's just more that they've been trained pretty well, from what I understand. But I also don't want to. I've told them to finally like walk outside of the spaceship.
Yeah, they
They've been
weren't
just
any
held up in
problems at
there.
all.
Okay, good. Well, that's good to hear.
Staff cons.
How are you doing? Did your hair get longer, or am I just crazy?
I understand.
I usually wear it up.
For the conversation.
Ah. You know, with my perception, I should realize that.
Something.
All right. So what can I get you?
No, I was just checking in on that. You know, I'll get a water. I'll get a water then.
Okay, that's easy.
But anyway.
Do
Oh,
you want ice?
you work for the rack, right? Nah, water straight up is good.
I
It's cold
understand.
enough up
Don't
here.
worry, you're fine.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Water's free, or is it?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Okay.
I made the decision. The water is free. If it's not free, I've
Well-
decided it's free.
Well, it's not free at the meat rack, but for obvious reasons, because you have a filtration system, charcoal, y'all have to replace.
Yeah,
so that actually makes sense.
It's a magic place. We can make water.
You know, you're also in
Oh,
the
yeah, the
clouds,
4
so you can
credits
quite
for-
actually easily collect it from the clouds.
He paid for the guy
True.
who had the free drink. Because by the time I realized he didn't have credits, the drink was made. It's like, I'm not gonna throw a fuss over 4 credits, but he
Nah,
gets them.
it's whatever.
Yeah. We make
I've
some.
never actually like talked to you in like a long
It is what
fashion.
it is.
I don't even know your name officially, to be honest with you. That's my bad.
Erica.
Okay, nice to meet you, Erica.
Hey, boy.
They did do it.
Do what?
And now I can read it. Wild. Anyways. Sorry.
Oh, they
did
did
it,
an outline.
and now
yeah.
I can read it.
Fine.
We've had our words. Taught them to
Did you want
invoke
anything to
metal.
drink, by the way?
Wow, it's like talking like a civil
Alright.
human being can get things done.
Yeah, the menu's right over there. There's a couple different teas. The snowflower tea is probably the more fancy one. But if you want just like a basic black or green or white tea, we also have those.
Are we allowed to bring the drinks into the library, or is that FUBAR? You cannot?
Yes, but
Just
if you
asking.
spill, I will be very upset, and you know what I'm like when I get upset.
Yeah, you'll have the wrath of a librarian.
Some,
That is also Marge.
Black tea.
Wait a minute. I've got to drink this properly.
Oh no.
I can get the.
Do you want to get them? Okay, I still have to finish these.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Nope, all set? Alright.
Then the tea would just be 8.
Thank you.
I'm not looking at the grotesque
Thank you.
jaw-splitting you do.
No, but I have a
Right.
sniper
Did you
rifle.
want
Will that
to
help?
talk about this tide?
Yeah.
Oh, beforehand, is there any other questions you have, Leon?
Hey, Erica.
That sounds like a problem. A sniper
Do you mind if I
rifle.
borrow you for just
I'll be in touch.
3 minutes? If you're willing to talk about
If you need
something.
anything of me until
Quick.
the ritual next week, do let me know.
Is it the guy?
Stuff involving the meat rack.
I'll ask.
Nothing
Erica
too
to
probing,
pass on
just
the
more
book to you
curious about the
at some
whole
point during
Someone
the
else?
week as well.
Okay.
situation.
That would
If
be
you
much
know what I mean.
appreciated.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
even give an address to send it to if need be.
Library?
That would be perfect, actually. Yes.
Sure.
Do
Now we can just go in them.
text
I'll
me
be back in a
your
minute.
address, and I can pass it on to
Just
you.
let us, the staff know, otherwise we might send someone in there.
Noted.
Yeah.
Figure just at the end, so that way, if no one overhears us, it's nothing too secretive or whatever. I'm just trying to understand everything, and just a straightforward point. I'm not trying to get involved, but I am an information broker by trade, and I'm just trying to understand the full scope, so that way I don't look like a jackass if someone asks me anything.
If you're gonna,
anyway,
if you're an information broker, then what can you get me for this information?
if you want money, I'll give you money. I can afford that. But you can tell me how much it's worth after I tell you what I'm looking for or the kind of information I'm looking for. Some people already freely gave me information. I already gave them money for it anyway, even though they didn't ask. But when I went by the meat rack the other day to ask some questions because I was curious about the whole Kaiga situation, I've talked with Kaiga in his new robot form.
Really?
He seems to think that someone at the meat rack has actually sold him up the river. That the reason why he's in his precarious position is that it's not his fault, and I'm not saying that that I agree with him. I'm just stating what he stated, is that he was sold up the river, and he was revealed in his raid, which caused him to go into that form. Now, his ideas were, one, his first thought was Ethan. I told him he was a fucking idiot for that, to be honest with you, because if Ethan wanted to fuck with Kaiga, he would just kill him himself. Ethan's not a pussy. So that one's out. At least that's what I think. For someone to willingly sell Kaiga up the river, it would mean someone has a problem with it, whatever. Maybe some issue with them, potentially. That's possible, but I personally don't feel it that way. Just through reasoning and deduction in my mindset, the only thing that makes sense to me, and I could be wrong, is that Leap Foundry had something on somebody or coerced somebody to reveal or sell Kaiga out. Which then means that that person should not be targeted by Kaiga. If I find out that information, I find out that this person, if it did happen, sell Kaiga out the river, it should be expressed to Kaiga so that way he doesn't go all half-cocked and kill somebody. Because that's obviously the exact opposite of what we do. The real enemy here is Leap Foundry at the end of the day. Now, I'm not trying to get involved with this whole Eldritch God Mind thing that I've heard. Like, that's new. Regardless, the short question is, do you believe anybody at the meat rack would sell Kaiga out, or would Leap Foundry have anything on someone at the meat rack in order to expose Kaiga? I have some working theories.
Okay.
From my own investigation.
So to answer the first
got
question,
company too.
I don't know people enough to know if anyone has a problem with Kaiga. But I can't verify it. But from what I've heard, one of their bounty hunters specifically stated that they were hired to rough him up, and then I think they decided to do some extra stuff as well.
Kaiga revealed during that, at least in his robot form, whether or not that's influenced by Leap Foundry, said that during that raid where he was beaten up and captured, they specifically said that someone at the meat rack sold him out. That's what he says, or what he claims.
Well, like I said, on that end, I don't know.
Tyler let me know some more information about this. Apparently, Tyler went on a raid to these guys a long time ago.
Really? Was it on one of the bases? With...
Correct.
What's her name?
Amari and Amun, I think?
Yes.
Amari's well informed of all this.
Yeah, I've spoken with her.
Seems to be closely just... This is way over the meat rack's head. I'm just being quite honest with you. There's no reason or business that meat rack level people, no offense. I mean, I know I'm a baseline human as well, but I'm a little bit... Don't like to say I'm above meat rack. I treat everyone equally, but... this is way out of their wheelhouse. There's no reason they should be involved. However, with the whole Kaiga thing, it's kind of forced their hand into it because
the meat
he
rack
had a falling
itself
out, but...
isn't getting involved, but it's the people within them that would be doing things.
I get that, but you get my point. Even people who are associated with the meat rack should not be dealing with this. No one wants to fight machine gods. That's like a Tyler level thing.
I would
No
say
offense.
that bit is way in the future.
Mm-hmm. Right now, the main goal is to help get Marge's person out, because I know they're looking for their person, as well as
Yes.
Kaiga's secondary. Kaiga, no offense to Kaiga, but he is kind of an asshole, and he kind of fucking dug his own grave in this instance. However, that doesn't mean he deserves to be tortured and his head exploded and die 6 times in a row like he's been saying that's been happening to him.
Yeah. So
here's the thing. I know of some potential people who might be... I know of some people who might, in theory, be ones who might have sold Kaiga out. But I don't think they sold him out. I think they were forced to. Either forced or coerced. But anyway. I was told about this whole mold thing a while back. Apparently Kaiga raised a stink about this person who was made of mold at some point. Someone at the meat rack got infected by mold and then got taken over by it, became a new person, and then separated into their old self and then the new person. And apparently this mold person can spread it around willy-nilly, potentially, if they wanted to choose on a whim. That's neither here nor there. I don't want to get involved in that kind of thing, but apparently he wanted to kill that person. Kill the mold thing.
I don't think I've heard much about that situation at all. I'm relatively new in comparison to some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
All I know is this mold person spawned from somebody's significant other there, and how many people at the meat rack have significant others? Not many. I can pretty much have an idea of who it could be, but I'm not going to say I'm not going to say for sure it is, because I don't want to put a target on the back of their head. That's something I'm going to confirm with Toronto myself, because I feel like Toronto is not telling me everything. Toronto was there when we were talking with Kaiga, and I could call it a feeling or an inkling. I could feel like Toronto knew something and he wasn't telling anybody.
Was this before or after he
with
lost his
Kaiga
arm?
there. After. This is in Heaven's Reach. So Kaiga can actually freely talk and is of his own self in Heaven's Reach. I have access there and I'm able to talk to him. Luckily.
Specifically there?
He's obviously specifically there because when the way Heaven's Reach works, it's like time stops. You go in there, you're in a zone of basically time bubble, and you're free to think and everything like that. So as far as Leap Foundry is concerned, I'm assuming that they just see him enter and exit in 1 second.
Yeah, I don't... At the very least,
You
I know
about
that...
the tube thing, right?
The tube thing. Which tube thing? Maybe?
The Kaiga being in a tube.
Something like that, yeah.
They discover that's when Toronto lost his arm. Yeah.
Yeah. Off the top of my head, there are 5 bounties out currently. Zeke, Amari, a Cat Gang member, Marcus, and
Illegal bounties, I guess, right? So obviously they're not going to the bounty hunter network that
it's
Galdir
their
set up,
own system.
which is illegal. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics of that, but I know it's their own system.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not entirely sure it technically counts because these they might be called bounty hunters, but they're within the corporation itself.
They're sanctioned murderers and kidnappers. I mean, that is what it is. And I've been hearing a bunch of rumors they steal people to make flesh batteries and crap and turn them into goo
That
and
was
crap.
more or less, yes.
That's what Tyler told
Human batteries. They have. I don't know if goo is accurate, but they have effectively dematerialized a person, or a fairly certain multiple people, to use the bits as materials, I believe on a molecular level or something like
Hmm. Gotcha. All right. Well, first off, I need to pay for some stuff, so you give me a number. But in addition to that, the thing I need to find out is who, if any, people sold out Kaiga.
Yeah.
And by sell out, I mean, like, I don't, you and I both, I hope you are of the same mindset as me. I don't think anybody would beat that. No one, and even if they sold him out, I don't think they imagined him being converted into a robot and tortured constantly and killed over and over again. No one would wish, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Well, I don't think you know the people of Zafira then.
I know people of Zafira, but I don't think that that's something that I consciously would be approval of. And I don't even think people the meat rack would approve of.
Maybe the meat rack,
Like,
sure.
I know grungy and all stuff, but...
Anyway. Like I said, as far as I
Here's what I
know,
got.
someone paid them to rough him up. That's the short version from what I've heard. Don't know who.
And that person might have been at the meat rack or someone else.
Maybe. Don't know.
All right. Well, I'm willing to pay for that information if you find it.
As for confirmation on the human batteries and the dematerializing bit, because I figure that in itself is worth something. Instead of money, how about you keep me appraised of what you find on Leap Boundary?
If I hear anything, I'll let you know. I'm not trying to get super involved with this because this is kind of
I'm not.
like out
I
of
don't
my pay
expect
grade,
you
if you
to.
get my drift.
I don't expect you to. But you're an information broker. You wouldn't
Yes, at the end of the
you
day,
wouldn't
that is
really
my
do your
job.
job very well if you didn't ask questions, find out about things.
That's why I've been asking everyone at the meat rack about this. I talked to a few staff already, and that's how I discovered about this mold person. Kind of makes sense. But I'm not saying it is that mold person, by the way. It's just if Kaiga was willing to kill that person.
I have no idea.
But anyway.
Still.
I know he had a big falling out with Skipper, though. That was definitely made clear to me last time I was at the mirror. Skipper and him had a huge falling out. What that's related, I don't know. I am not at the meat rack every day, and as much as I used to be anymore, I wouldn't know. You're obviously playing close there as well, but I'm willing to give information that I found in Leap Foundry, but I'm also obviously willing to pay. I don't want to just pay in information. I could pay in money.
I mean,
in
if
the
you
meantime,
if you
though,
want
for
to pay
this-
me, then sure. But I need all the information I can get on them. I am looking into them as much as possible. Personal.
Why is that?
Vengeance, basically.
They pissed in your Cheerios?
I would say a little bit more than that.
Not that I'm trying to assume everything and name off things, but I'm assuming someone close to you got fucked over by him.
To put it simply.
That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
All right, then we got a deal.
Since I only have one hand, currently, give me your phone. I'll put in my number and you can.
Maybe I could connect you with Tyler as well, get y'all to talk about this.
Might not be a bad idea.
He'd have more information. Thanks.
Yeah.
Keep your wits about you, and if you find out
Always.
about the person at the meat rack who might have sold out, let me know.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
The goal is to not have Kaiga go off all half-cock and kill somebody. As much as it's ironic because Kaiga apparently expressed he was waiting for his friends to take care of him, like back when he was just human-ish, whatever he was before being a robot. And he didn't get that. And ironically, I got access to Heaven's Reach, saw him up there sitting on the hill, and I just had a conversation with him. So it's ironic that me, a guy who butted heads with him all the time. Like, me and Kaiga did not get along. I will be quite honest. But I don't think he deserves what's happened to him. Nor does Tyler.
could just let me deal with it, and it'd be funny. Me and my...
No, I'm sure it's fine.
I rifle with...
He's so patient in the past, I'm gonna check.
Oh. Good luck.
Hey, Marcus. Hey, have you seen Marge recently?
Nope.
Okay. I found her, but now I'm looking for her. Thank you, though.
Oh, good luck.
You have some care, but not enough to be out there to deal with it.
Sounds like nothing out of the ordinary. Did you manage to relocate the animal? The beast?
I threw it off the side of the island.
I told you to do that with the first one. Very good. Finally. Nice and easy, right?
Hey,
I...
Banished.
Marge, you know where she is?
Honestly, I consider that worse.
She's, talking in one of the private rooms in the bar area.
Okay.
So you probably have to hang out there until it's like...
I believe I should be fine to go in on that. But yeah, thank you.
Let's reach because my apartment froze over.
Oh God, okay.
A random's cold snap.
Hey, do you know which
At least that's...
room Marge is in? I heard she might be in a
No,
private.
I can.
Yeah.
I can ask them what
Yeah, sure.
room they're in.
There we go. We can try and find.
Marge, what room are you in?
Erica.
What's your name, real quick? Ericum?
Erica.
Can't argue with that.
Erica. Oh, okay. Marge will step outside to come get you.
Okay.
But if I had to argue about it,
Of course.
I'd say that maybe we shouldn't affect the weather patterns up here.
Yep, in here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, this is cozy.
It could get pretty pissed that it missed a drop.
Oh boy.
I really.
Hi.
The Grail is prone to jealousy, so I hear. So I wouldn't be too surprised if she did.
Okay, yes.
That said, she isn't completely unreasonable. But I wouldn't call her kind. She hosts parties. Lots of parties. Vampires tend to visit her domain in the dream quite often during torpor.
Ugh.
I'd probably explain why I tasted blood.
Mm.
And why it didn't taste bad.
I actually did serve blood wine earlier today. So. It's ethically sourced.
I don't doubt that.
Animals or blood banks?
Can't remember what the bottle said.
Ethically sourced. That's all it said. Wow.
Well, it probably goes more into it, but I don't read every bottle we have, or I'd be sitting there and have my own library of just reading everything about the alcohol bottles.
I'm teasing you. Okay, is that clear, do you think? Is there anything else, any other questions you have? Any inquiries, concerns?
None that can't be answered right now, because I imagine there's too many unknowns.
Yeah, talking about them helps. Right. So we have some plans at play. We're going to try and... How about we try and settle two things next week?
Which two things?
Settle your teacher and settle your crystal.
Summon two things? Will I be able to do that?
I could...
I mean, I might just go... Oh, true.
I just need to borrow your knife.
Well, you don't have the same blood as I do. It'll be more tricky for you.
But I am still not aspected the same as you. They're not probably not as strongly as you.
Which one would probably be easier for you to handle then?
Your teacher, I think. Plus, it helps you. It means you don't have to make the invocation. No, maybe you should make that one because you're doing the invocation. If you're doing, do you want to test?
I could also do the one for my own teacher on my own time, since I don't require a bunch of other people for it. I just need someone to heal me afterwards.
Someone to heal you, and you also may well need. You may well either need Jane or Pandora to help you as well. I think would be wise.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. Well,
It's
Jane
just
is always around me, so.
That's true. It's either or. Both are heart aspected. I think Pandora, though, at this point may well be more powerful in heart. Given the leans towards Grail for you as of recently in particular.
Yeah.
Let's have you try to summon the thing for Erica. And then if for some reason it doesn't work for you, then I can try, and then my stuff can wait a bit more, because the book's not going to fade, but their item might eventually fade.
Well, I mean,
so.
he was surprised it hasn't yet, and at all, right?
No, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere.
Oh.
And you did reiterate as well, it was a gift.
Well,
So
there's also the fact that we have another person coming with us. So if I do mine first and then you do yours and yours fails, then we have to have our the person that we brought in from the outside help us for another week. We just want to make sure that that one works.
I think it's
so we'll have you
important
do that
that
first,
you-
and then if you succeed, then I know mine will go fine. If you don't succeed, then I can ensure that. So that seems like the best option.
But yes, next week then, focus on yours in particular. We'll focus on summoning a teacher to help you put that together. Someone. We're not sure what the Lion Smith will send through, so I think we should be prepared. In particular,
If it
there's
sends
more,
through
lot more.
something violent,
There's a lot
that's
more
always an
risk at
option.
play.
Well, if it sends something violent, I think we're
With-
just fucked.
well, I
Potentially,
mean,
but
we are in a
if we are here, and we have Dylan, Fable, or anyone else looking out for us,
That's fair.
If
then we
it's gonna
should have a
happen,
much
it's
easier
best that it
time.
happens here. There's gonna be people that can handle something like that.
With the Sister and Witch, there's not nearly as much risk of it being violent. Particularly
It's more
with
than likely they just won't be able to send anything through that'll be helpful. And then we have to go to Italy, so that we have backup plans for mine.
So settle. I'll have a think on invocations. Something more personal for both of them would be very helpful. I think you should think on your invocation on your own accord, Marge. Something, it's better that comes from your tongue, not me. But the
I
Lion
figured I'd
Smith
just
doesn't know
invoke
you just
myself
yet.
learning the other language I know. I can speak deep
That's
speech,
fair.
is another very unique language. The feelings,
Quite
it's a
distracting, I can
very...
imagine.
It's similar to Witch Tongue, as it has its own properties, and it's a very chaotic language. If
There's
you
a
aren't
lot
used to
of,
it, it hurts your head to hear.
Yes. And I do believe Hussein has an odd kind of, just an odd disposition. It's not that men can't speak it. It's just it's easier. Women, generally speaking.
It's got strange properties.
Because it is a witch's tongue, not a wizard's tongue. You know.
There is a big difference between witches and wizards, and it's not gender, but that's me being fussy.
Depends. Either way. I suppose I don't know too much about it.
Yeah.
Right. Is there anything else we need to settle?
I think that's about it when it comes to the stuff that we're looking at.
I think I might talk with Beatrix, see if she has any particular insights on like just general.
If she gets interested in this stuff, she'll be a good forage option as well.
Yeah.
I mean, having more forge will actually be more helpful, more likely to bring something powerful through. So if you want to bring her in and teach her how to utilize metal and, you know, the invocations in particular, or visualization techniques,
I have
great.
a feeling
I can also
she...
fill her in next week as well.
Leon aside for.
I have a feeling that she's
Yes.
going to be indisposed on Tuesdays.
Fair enough.
If there's other days we need
Well,
help, then
Yeah.
After speaking with Leon, I do think the Lionsmith will find him amusing. To some
he is
extent.
an interesting character as far as I've heard.
Yeah.
Very, very sweet in some respects. I won't lie.
I do believe.
Probably some.
I've
Holt in
heard
there.
whispers, nothing tied to them, but like the Leon. I already forgot his last name, but that
Leon Leslie.
that's what it was. The Leon
Leon
Leslie. I've heard of that. That I stated a couple times.
I quite like chance encounters, though. Bring some interesting people into the fold.
Sometimes
I do think.
fate is somewhat kind. Not often, but sometimes.
he also had a whole cryptocurrency named after him.
You know, that might be why I've heard of that. That might be why I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I just know he was stuck in a crystal for a while at Dragonspire. Is when he finally got out, everyone was talking about it. I see him running around a lot.
My. He does seem like a busy individual. He's already texted me.
I feel it. Oh.
Get back to him soon. But yes, he knows how to utilize metal. It's wrapped around his wrist right now. I imagine he's probably working on something to utilize it properly, as I suggest he should. Should be interesting though. I think he should be more than enough if as needed. But I think having more forge is not
A
helpful.
bad thing.
You know. Not a bad
Next
thing at
week
all,
we
no.
can gather who we can and see who's available, because there's many craftsmen who work here. Just depends on what they make.
Anyone with
Flurry
fire
makes
especially
clothes.
might not be bad. Fire and weapons probably.
Sometimes the forgeman isn't here.
I'd
Dylan makes
say
enchantments.
be wary.
Ader makes
Be careful.
scrolls.
Be careful. Metal and forge tend to be associated more with tools, less so sewing and kind of.
That's what I
wafting.
figured, but
In
Bucky would make
particular,
a
those that.
good option too, but he's Bucky's usually
Those
not
that make-
available around this time.
He's also a
Fortunate,
bit
busy with the other situation.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We'll find someone
Just
if we want more, but
yeah.
I think
just real quick, considering just how it's been brought up real quick, the principles of sewing and knitting are more closely associated to heart in particular.
You know, that fits Flurry.
Yes. And I do believe it fits, Aurora, wasn't it not? Aurora? Cerealis?
Yep. Aurora, yeah.
We only met her briefly, but
She works here.
I could tell.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw it. Yes, but I could tell she definitely has something rich in heart, just from literally seeing the clothes she's made, and
Mitsu
also
is
just her personality.
definitely lots of moth, all moth. Well, very moth.
Ooh.
So. Could I invoke metal? Do you think it would be reasonable to invoke metal to try to learn about, while learning about crafting and such, like new skills?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely. I think that's a very good way of utilizing it. In particular, utilizing the skill. I'm not sure how effective it is. Depends, I think, and will vary. But it's a good way to bring your focus into it in particular, since metal's so associated with discipline and willpower. You know.
I think I might try something this week.
Determination. Please do, man. Do let me know how that goes. Actually, I'm quite curious.
Yeah, I think
I don't really invoke metal often myself.
We were also thinking about Dom, the somewhat distant fellow we were with. He's having brain surgery soon, and he has a bullet in his head that's been jostled around, and it's causing memory issues. We are going to see about invoking Whist after his surgery to see if it helps improve his recovery. At least bring some memories back.
I can imagine it being useful. It'll bring some things up from within.
Now, would he need to invoke it himself,
Especially
or would it work on someone?
We could try a mix. Oh boy,
Probably.
well, we'll
Most
wait for
likely
him
do
to
it
be
himself.
somewhat recovered before we
Yeah,
do anything
I
like
would
that.
also
Try,
maybe
but
ask
you need-
him.
He's gonna be
'Cause-
recovering from brain surgery, so...
Yeah.
Do you have a therapist?
Yes, Ader is the undead fellow who works here.
They might be useful. They can bring a... Therapists have a pretty good grasp on memories and wisdom in particular, so I think that would be a good bet. This isn't me telling Dom to get therapy, but it might as well be.
I mean, I think having someone professional look into his head, like therapy-wise, might be helpful. He's that boy worries me.
He's
I just want him to
also
be
afraid
okay.
of becoming who he was before he was shot in the head again.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think he'll be able to fully become that. Even if his aggression gets higher, I think the brain damage is probably gonna be too great for that.
Yeah, I told him that, you know, the memories that rely on the neural pathways to still be existing, but, you know, they got destroyed when the bullet went in, so there's almost 100% chance that those memories will never come back.
We just want him to keep his current ones, because it's like watching someone deal with dementia right now.
Yeah.
Well, if you want some help with memories in particular, get him to read. I think it would be helpful.
Well, he's recovering at the very least, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely no intense workouts during that.
Hmm.
I'm taking away his protein shakes.
Oh, please, don't torture the... Maybe replace his protein shakes with, like, stuff with a little less caffeine, or... Like, give him an alternative. Don't just take something away, but try and find something that is a compromise.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and cold turkey him, trust me, I know how bad that is, considering
I would
he was
know, people
smoking.
did it to me.
I mean, I was forced to go cold turkey because my lungs were just smoking.
Oh, yeah. Well, you still smoke now, though.
Yes, because I need it.
Well, I don't believe there's anything more, is there?
And I'm curious what I
have our
missed.
Plan set. Curious what you missed.
Mostly
to do with.
Yeah.
Jane.
The gift that I got. Let's just say that I got a memory from, a very... Well, the previous representation of Grail, I think I can best say. And if I use this gift, I get the Mega Munchies, and if somebody doesn't stop me from eating in that time, I could very well hurt myself.
Is there any use to the gift?
Are you done with that?
I can use it instead of my own memories, and it won't take from me.
Thank you.
That works. That makes sense.
So it's extremely useful if we need to invoke a Grail. 'Cause we don't... Jane had a little bit of Grail before, but we didn't really have any other big, great sources unless we decided to ask any of the women that were hired to work at the place.
The brothel.
At the brothel, yeah, that place.
Yeah. I mean, I'm now friends with one of the people that work there, so...
I guess at the end of the day, if we need a certain type of person, I probably know someone that fits that.
I also might.
Yeah.
I wonder what Nathiel would have been, or would be.
I don't think I know enough about him to be able to guess.
I mean, he is a bird, so he's probably just naturally aligned to Sky.
Like Raven.
With a bit of Forge as well.
Sky is rare, but I think that would be interesting.
I believe I heard him mention something about like Norse
Treasures his
gods,
freedom.
something like that.
Then probably a little bit of
Any of
moth
those
in there
guys?
too. Talking about freedom.
I don't think he's super strong one specific one. He's definitely a mix of a few.
How are you feeling?
Fine.
Well, shall we step out?
Mhm.
I just realized I cannot leave this room with both mugs.
Yep. That works.
It's alright.
My foot has gone numb.
Oh, great.
Do you not like reading?
I'm not very good at like talking about dungeons. I like studying music. I read like 5 words and I give up.
Jane,
Understandable.
I wanted to apologize about earlier. I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable.
Audiobook's nice.
I mean, that's actually the reason why Aurora hired me.
The whole situation kind of makes me uncomfortable because I don't know, kind of felt like I lost control of myself slightly. I'm sure you can understand not feeling you control over your own body is a bit.
You barely give the book a chance. 5 bloody words. You don't even try to have a page. Oh.
What's the saying? Don't judge a book by its cover.
Why do you find like those
Doesn't really apply
Don't
here.
judge a book by its 5 words.
Audiobooks? You ask if they have any in the library.
And what's that?
There's
nothing interesting to read. It's so boring.
I just wanted to give my apology.
Then you must find something.
No, you're fine. If anything, I should more apologize to you and Lazarus in case I made you guys uncomfortable with what I brought up.
Not at all.
No.
Just part of the aspects to it and principles.
What do I consider interesting? I like
I
food.
might look online and I don't
good
understand
to know.
magic and I
Get
can't
yourself a
do
nice
it as far as
cookbook.
I know.
Honestly, sexuality for myself is
You know,
There's a cookbook
something to
from my
embrace.
home realm.
So
I can imagine
I don't
it
think it's something to be ashamed of.
I can
Hero's
definitely like
Feast.
600
I'm not
I
ashamed
can't
of the
imagine.
sexual
Like
part of
food.
it. It's more of the fact that
Well, I usually
people
eat
got
everything
hurt. That's
raw.
the part that I'm more ashamed about.
Dragon and all.
There are some.
Because it's more meant to be a loving
There
or
are some
passionate
simpler
experience.
You
recipes.
like
It's not meant
carrots?
to be a painful
Roasted
one.
carrots. Roasted carrots are good.
Ew, that's
Maybe you
rabbit
need a
food.
book for that.
Olive
Could have a
oil,
bit of
salt, and pepper. Roast carrots with beef stew.
But I don't
Great.
think it was relatively under your
He's right.
control.
I take the beef.
I
Yeah, you should eat the
So you
beef.
like
I don't know.
food, yet you don't like cooking.
I'm just glad they
so you
both made
can't
full
like a
recovery
cookbook.
and
What
both
else do
enjoyed
you
themselves
like?
too.
You don't like
So-
cooking.
That's,
I don't know
that's-
much about
I think it's
that's
spices or
everyone's
cooking.
happy
It's something I've
and that
never
they
really
are healthy.
learned. I usually just kill an animal and eat it. If they're red meat, stuff like that.
You should really consider. Try considering.
Actually, a dictionary.
I mean, my friends have cooked for me before. Yes, it does taste a lot
Needles.
better, but
I
it's
don't
still
like
How
those.
you doing, Juno? I
There are
appreciate you.
ways to make food taste much better.
Thank you
Yes,
so
I'm
much.
doing the same
Oh,
on my tail.
that's
Also, yeah, I'm not saying
That's a hell of a thing to say, but thank you. I think you kinda need to.
Thank you. Sorry, I had to pop my
Used to
jaw.
serving this much people. Normally it's fine.
That's
It's a
kind
nice
of
hobby.
You probably shouldn't do that.
I'm not used to this
Oh
anymore.
my.
I've heard about
Please.
this.
Oh, I think I'm probably
Very
gonna
popular.
head out now.
You know how
I'm
to
probably
Yeah.
going to
With
head
my
out.
hand.
Yeah.
That's how I control
I'm
my
with
memory.
you there.
My IQ
Okay,
is
then.
anything by being in this place, so I'm gonna take a race. I'm gonna go outside.
You as well. Hopefully have a lovely evening.
Same to you. Good luck with the rest of your shift.
Roasted or cooked.
What
What
is
is
it
it
you
you
like more people come in here, I'm going to need it. How many? We got 40
New
minutes.
face? Or I just haven't met you before.
Just probably haven't met me before. I've been around a little bit. Sorry, you are?
My name is Garfield. Garfield, and I'm a detective.
To the store owner and also their succubus friend, their next meal I would like to pay for them.
The person who. Succubus friend. You'll have to get specific names because that's kind of vague, and I'm not 100% sure who you're talking about. If you can get names, we can do it.
The shop owner owns that store.
Oh, Aurora? I don't know what the succubus friend refers to, though. So, like I said,
You
you'll
wake
have
up
to
and
get
you're all like,
names.
you're all like scungly and stuff, and you're like,
They're in there.
Oh, you just straight up left. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. As usual, have a good night, and I will see you Saturday. Pretty sure it should be Saturday. Yep. Good night.